What's good, everyone? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make a New York style drill beat in Logic Pro X. If you want to follow along, I put a link in the description for you to download this project file. I am working in Logic 10.6, so make sure you have the latest version before trying to open that project file. If you want to support more content like this, feel free to visit my website, frequency.com, link in the description as well as in the cards right here. Purchase some drum packs, loop packs, MIDI packs, whatever you need to step up your production game. We're about to hit 71,000 subscribers. It's absolutely insane. I appreciate everybody hitting that subscribe and bell button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe and that bell button so you get notified anytime I upload some new content. Let's get into this beat. Okay, I just opened up my DAW here. Already opened up Contact, and I'm using the Forzo Essentials. I'm really into brass lately, so I'm going to write some chords with the brass. Let's use staccato. And use Cthulhu to come up with a chord progression. Just pick a random here. I like using the Bach chorals. Once you lay those chords down, just go in there and quickly quantize them. I'm going to make it sound a little more humanistic afterwards, but what I want to use here is my trusted Audio CR MIDI effects freeze, and I'm going to freeze the MIDI in place so that I can drag it over. Check this out. Just drag and drop it in there now. Now we got the MIDI. Let's turn off these guys. Now I want to make it sound a little more dirty, I guess you could say. So I'm going to bring these up an octave, but then I'm going to throw on a halftime on this. And I like using the 1.5. That's really where the sauce is right here. I mean, you could use the 2x mode, but I like using the 1.5x mode. And then, you know, just trying to figure out a different pattern to see if it fits. It's good. It's just too high, so I'm going to bring it down an octave again. I mess with that. I'm just going to copy this over because I will want you know, it to go up an octave later on. So I'll just do that right now. Okay. Still need something, so I'm going to go ahead and add another instrument here. See what Arcade has to offer today. I'm going to go to Output Arcade. Let's add some aura to this. This is basically just, you know, it'd be nice to add a little more depth to the whole thing. And let's make sure that the key is right. So the way I do it is just by ear. Let's pitch it up by 12. It's nice. That brings some ambience into the whole thing. I'm going to widen the whole thing a little bit here, so use my isotope imager. Just bring some more stereo width to the whole thing. Now I plan on going an octave up with that too, so I'm going to duplicate that just by hitting Control D. Just copy and pasting that over. Now on this arcade, go in here and just bring it up an octave. I'm gonna add some vocals to this. I'm gonna go back to my contact here and just use some of these vocalize packs. Got some crazy stuff in here. Crazy fire. Let's go ahead and just bounce all of this into place. Okay, now let's solo this out here. I'm going to duplicate it because I want to, change things up. Let's go to this section over here. I'm going to use my scissor tool and hit Alt, hit Command and Option so I could cut it up into equal pieces. Select all of them, and I'm going to reverse them now. Let me go to the More section, and I'm going to fade it in and fade it out by like 34. We can go even crazier with this, and I'll halftime this inside of Logic. I like doing this sometimes, but not a full halftime, so we're just gonna bring it back maybe like that. I'm gonna hold Option down and drag it out like this. It just changes the time, doesn't change the pitch or anything. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this now and bring these down, because this will be for like, verse parts and things like that. Let's make that even wider. I'm going to use an imager again. Alright, dope. Now I have some, parts to work with, and I'm going to get into, start adding some hi-hats here. I got this drill kit that I put together. Let's go ahead and create a pattern region for this. I'm going to make this 32 steps. For drill hi-hats, I use this pattern here. I always skip 2, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, skip 2, skip 1, so on and so forth. Just to get like the, main hi-hat rhythm going, and then we could start adding some other stuff. Alright, I'm going to go into my mixer here, and probably want to pitch down the hi-hat a little bit. Sounds good. Let's drag it over. I'm just making it a little darker by cutting some of the high end off here. There are certain parts in that sample that I created that I want to tone down a bit, a few frequencies. Definitely that 1K, I can already tell that's going to be a little too harsh. It's going to clash with other sounds, so I'm just going to dampen that frequency range a little bit. Maybe I will want to keep the higher part for later because I want to do 8 bars of the lower. So I'm going to come back here, make sure I cut this. Bring this over for later. Just loop it, and I'm going to fade this one in and out too, so there's no clicking going on. Just a slight fade there. Okay, I'm going to find a snare now. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to create another pattern region here. Go back to 32 steps. I want that snare to be way more prominent in the mix, so I'm going to use a sausage fattener here. And I don't like the high end on that, so I'm going to cut the high end off. We can maybe add some vocals in here. So for drill beats, you know, you got to have a vocal chop in there, here and there. So let's go to MIDI region now. And what I'm going to do with this here is add delay to it. Let's use a tape delay. And probably go with a half. Set the feedback to 30. It's got some low end in it. Definitely want to cut the low end out. Okay, let's add a kick to this here. Just to see what happens, I'll throw another halftime on the sample here. Once you got that foundation going, let's go ahead and add that infamous drill 808. So I'm going to use a MIDI region for that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that shit is hard. Alright, I definitely have to put a soft clipper on the master output. So I'm going to use the distortion, overdrive, stereo, use my soft clipper. God. Let's have a little change here. I think we're at the point now where we want to add, you know, some more percussion, hi-hat changes, things like that, triplets, etc. I'll come and maybe use a 132 triplet, something fast. Turn my automation tool on in my piano roll here and adjust the volume. I'm going to turn on my time handles and drag a box around that. Just drag this out. Makes this, you know, this hi-hat pattern a little unconventional. Doesn't have to be, you know, exact. Just add a little more flair to the hi-hat. So select that. Let's find a spot to put it. You can also change the pitch on this. So go to Q sampler, pitch, coarse tune, and we'll add an automation track like that. Definitely adds a little flair again to the hi-hats. Doesn't have to be so dramatic. I'm going to go into the hi-hat itself and change it up a little bit here and make it a shorter hi-hat. Now what we'll do is we'll come in here, go to main, pan, absolute, and because I widen it, I'm going to add a pan to it and make it even, you know, crazier sounding by bringing it left and right. So like this. Couple more percussion pieces maybe. Got to add a bell, and with that bell, we'll add a delay to it as well. This one in a quarter note, maybe a half note. Bring it up an octave maybe. And just cut the high end off a little bit. Could do too is right click, bounce in place. And then what we could do is go to file, reverse it. Bring it over here. Definitely adds a nice effect. Let's add an infamous shot sound for the drill beat, of course. Okay, so for the hook, what I'll do is use what I initially created. Highlight all those, go to the bus, and go to the mixer, and then we'll go ahead and let's bring these over to bus 5. Throw a halftime on this one, and replicate what we have earlier. It's coming along nicely. I think what I'm going to do here is just add a rising effect just to top it off a little bit. Make it longer by dragging it out like that. Add that again over here, and also at the end of that hook part. Lastly, I'd probably want to, add some pauses in the drums and stuff like that. So probably add a pause here. I'm going to select what I have, zoom in a little more, make a short pause, half a bar. I'm going to do the same, add a pause, but this is when the key change happens, so it goes up an octave. I'll bring it back by half a bar, see what that sounds like. I think we could bring it back even further. Select everything, bring it over to 18th bar. Once you got all your parts, you can copy it over, bring it into the song format here. You got, intro, verse, hook, verse, hook. And then what I think for what I'll do for the ending here, I'm going to take this stuff over here, just drag it over like this. Go to my stereo channel, let's bring this soft clipper down. I'm going to add a halftime to this. Select the part that you want to automate. I want to automate this halftime now. So I'll turn on the read function so I can see it in my tracks. Hit A to automate. I already know which part I want to, use it at here, 57 through 65. Go to the halftime, go to the mix. So it's going to remain off until we get to this part here. So I'm going to draw a bubble, bring it down like this. Also going to automate the volume here in this portion. We could have it fade out for the outro. Can't forget adding my tag here. This is my son's voice. cjbeatz. Sounds good. Thanks so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate you taking the time. If you have any questions, comments, whatever it might be, use the comment section below for that. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe, and that bell button so you're notified anytime I upload some new content. My name is CJ, and I'm signing off for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.